Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the e-learning class from Nirmala High School. Today, let's study the first lesson in physics, force and pressure. In this class, we are going to study the following topics: push or pull, state of motion, definition of force, effects of force, conditions for force to be applied. What is push or pull? Let's understand these by few examples. By looking into these pictures, can you say who is pulling and who is pushing? You can see a man is trying to push a car, isn't it, children? A player is trying to push a ball with a hockey stick. Then in the third picture, you can see the players are kicking the football so as to say pushing the ball away from them. See from these three pictures what it infers, children. These persons are moving the objects away from themselves. Now we have another set of pictures. Here we have a man who is pulling the cart. A horse is pulling the cart, and here few children are trying to pull the rope. So we can say that in these examples, force is applied in such a way that the object is moving towards themselves. Likewise, here the two girls are playing and they are pushing each other. And here the girls are playing by pulling each other. And then here we can say this man is pulling the ox towards himself. So with this push or pull, we are using it to perform some work. We are using the term push if we are trying to move the object away from us. And we use the term pull if we are trying to move the object towards us. Then what the definition of a push or a pull? I can say that force is nothing but it is a push or pull. Then what is the definition for push, children? A force which is applied to make an object move away from oneself. So here in this example, this person is moving the table away from himself. Therefore, this is called as a push. What about pull, children? A force which is applied to bring an object closer to oneself. In the second example, the same person is pulling the bench or the desk towards himself. Wherever I say pushing the object, it is moving the object towards oneself. Wherever I say it is pulling, that is bringing the object closer to oneself. Now, here we have certain situations and we have to identify whether these are push or pull. Here, first example, moving a book is placed on a table. So either you can push the book or you can pull it or you can lift the book. Here what action it is indicating? It is indicating depending on the action you do. If you push it, yes, it is a push. If you pull it, then it will be a pull. Then the second situation is opening or shutting a door. So it is a pulling option as well as it is lifting. If suppose the door has to be lifted, then it is lifting. So yes, it is a action that is related to pull. Drawing a bucket of water from the well. Here the actions are pulling, lifting and lowering, and it is a action of pull. A football player taking the penalty kick. So what he did, he will do the kicking and the ball will be flying. These are the actions that are involved in this situation. Yes, it is a push. Then a cricket ball hits by a batsman. So what are the actions involved in this situation? Hitting and the ball will fly. Therefore, it is a push. Then moving a loaded cart. Moving a loaded cart is a pushing. So therefore, next situation is opening a drawer. It is a pulling action. Therefore, the action is a pull. Then, now let us understand through some events about the possible outcomes of force. In the first picture, we can observe a goalkeeper trying to stop the ball. Isn't it, children? If he does not stop that ball, then the ball keeps on moving unless an external force is applied. That means the force is needed to stop a moving object. In this example, we are observing that the force is necessary to stop a moving object. In the second situation, here a hockey player is trying to move the ball with the help of a hockey stick. If the stick is not coming in contact with the ball will not move. If the ball was at rest, we need to apply force in order to move the ball. Then here we can understand that force is needed to change the speed of an object. In the third situation, we have a batsman who is hitting the ball. That means he is hitting the ball that leads to the change in the direction of the movement of the ball. That means the ball was coming in one direction. If suppose that batsman bat does not come in contact with the ball, then the wicket keeper may receive the ball or the batsman may be out because of the ball. Then what it infers, children? The force is needed to change the direction of motion of an object. So because of the hitting of a ball, the ball's direction is changed. And in the fourth event, we are squeezing a lemon. When you squeeze a lemon, then its juice comes out. As a result, the shape of the lemon changes. Likewise, I can take example of stretching a rubber band. Here, this event will lead to a conclusion that force is also needed to change the shape of an object. Here we have four events which are referring force is not only is helpful to stop a moving object but also to change the speed of an object. That speed may be increasing the speed or decreasing the speed. And also force is needed to change the direction of motion of an object, and also it is necessary to change the shape of an object. Yes, children, when we define the force, all that events what we took earlier was represented by a single letter, that is single term, that is called as state of motion. What is this state of motion is? The state of motion of an object is described by its speed and the direction of motion. So wherever I say application of force, the state of motion of a object is changed, then it implies either the speed of the object has been changed or the direction of the motion of the object has been changed. Understood, children? Now, what is the definition of force? The force is defined as a push or pull that can change the state of motion of an object. As I've said, state of motion can be a change in the speed or change in the direction. Then here we have some of the situation where we can infer the effect of force. In the first situation, a lump of dough on a plate. See here, what is the picture you're observing, children? One person is pressing it down with hands, isn't it? So, does the dough is moving from one place to another? No. That means there is no change in the state of motion. There is no change in the state of motion. Therefore, what is that you are observing? There is a change in the shape. Okay. Then let's see the next situation. The next situation is spring fixed to the seat of a bicycle. Here in this picture you can observe one person is he is riding a bicycle. You can observe one spring that is being fixed to the seat of a bicycle. As the person is sitting, by sitting on the seat, what is the thing that is happening? Is there any change in the motion if you just sit on the bicycle? No, there is no change in the state of motion. Then what do you observe? So when you just sit on the seat, it will be just lowered. That means there is a change in the shape. That spring is compressed. So there is a change in the shape of the spring. Then let's move on to the third situation. A rubber band suspended from a hook or a nail fixed on the wall. Here we have a stretched rubber band hanging a weight or by pulling its free end. So I can say there is no change in the state of motion, but there is a change in the shape because that rubber band will be stretched. Then the fourth situation, a plastic or a metal is placed between the two bricks. Here in this picture we have two bricks and a metal ball has been kept in between of the two bricks. By putting the weight, what you can observe at the center of the scale? Yes, I can observe there is no change in the motion, but there will be a change. So, at the center, okay, because of the weight of the metal. Understood? Now, let's observe few things. By studying these situations, we can conclude that the effects of forces are, that means a force can stop a moving object, or it can move an object which is at rest, or it can change the speed of a moving object, or it can change the direction of motion, or it can change the shape of an object. These are all the effects of force. Almost for all the effects we have seen the examples. Stop a moving object, we saw a player who was stopping the ball. Move an object at rest, suppose a hockey player was trying to hit the ball with a hockey stick. Change the speed of a moving object, that is a cricket batsman hitting a ball. Change the direction of motion, we can give the same example of a batsman. Change the shape of an object, squeezing a lemon or stretching a rubber band. These are all the effects of force. Understood, children? Now, what are the conditions for the force to be applied? In all the examples what we have studied now, you can observe one thing, isn't it, children? There must be at least two objects, isn't it? So, in order to apply a force, so we need two objects. In this figure, you are observing that a person is trying to push a car, isn't it? Instead of trying to push a car, if she just stands behind the car without touching the car, will the force be applied on the car? No, isn't it? So once he touches it, then only there will be a contact between this person as well as a car. That is the second condition. An interaction of one object with another object is a necessary condition. So there should be an interaction between the two objects. First condition is there must be two objects, and what is the second condition? There must be an interaction. So here in this case the interaction is pushing the car with his hand. If he just stands beside the car, then there will be no application of force. He is providing the external force just to push the car. Understood? So, yes. Now, it is the time to take down the homework. First question is define force. And the second question is what are the effects of force? And the third question is complete the table 7.1 in the page number 78 and table 7.2 which is in the page number 83. I hope we have understood all the concepts what we have done today. So have a good day children. Thank you.